Namaste, Sagittarius. This is your reading, and we're beginning with the Magician in reverse. I think in part because the Magician represents the sign of Gemini most directly, and Gemini is your mirror sign. And see how it's like in reverse? I'm just getting like the reverse, the backwards, like of you. So right now you are like the guardian of the South Node, and Gemini is the guardian of the North Node, or what they call the True Node. So there's that. And then there's also the fact that you may be missing signs and synchronicities that have been trying to like catch your attention and give you messages. And also in general, just not using all of, your powers. You're not empowering yourself to fully make use of the law of attraction and manifestation and bringing all the wonderful things into your life that you want. Some change, subtle change, perhaps, since the Death card is also in reverse behind that, maybe trying to happen, and maybe is happening even, and perhaps you're not noticing that. But maybe there's something that is needed for you to do, and that's why you got to take note of some signs and synchronicities to allow some sort of change or transition to occur. And maybe you're blocking it because you're not tuning in, so to speak, to the universe and what it's trying to show you. The Death card represents the sign of Scorpio most directly, and could have a Scorpio involved, right? A Scorpio could be significant in your life, especially because Major Arcana card Judgment also represents the sign of Scorpio and its ruler Pluto. But more importantly, for you probably, at least to me, is the fact that this card is also about abundance that is earned. So good things that are coming to you. Oh, and look, here they are. Again, maybe they involve a Scorpio because we got this Cups or water energy, but the Ace of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, just about any and every area of your life. Wherever it touches, you're going to be feeling good. You're going to be happy. Maybe it's your just due. You are deserving. You are worthy of what's coming to you, with Major Arcana card Justice upright. Card number 11 being the next card to which we open. Magician in reverse again. The Page of Swords. Some sort of information, news, enlightenment, clarity. The information that you need. Maybe a Gemini involved again, a Libra or Aquarius. Libra, like the Justice card, or an Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe it's news of, a successful venture or something. Whether it is or not, you are fine spending time with you by yourself, maybe except at night when you can't sleep because you get anxious thinking about maybe unfinished things, or you're trying to, figure out different scenarios in your life, resolve different circumstances in your head. Like an air sign, we try to go through a full scenario, a full situation in our head, plan it out before we do anything, like, physically. But that can drive you crazy if you're having trouble receiving the information, seeing the synchronicities and the signs. So that could be going on with some of you. Anxiety. I'll do one more. Yeah, and just sort of feeling like you're hanging in the balance, or life is hanging in the balance. It's an air of suspension. You don't know if you're coming or going, basically. Hangman, Major Arcana card 12, represents the sign of Pisces most directly. Maybe one of those could be significant to you as well. A lot of characters already. We just started. You got like a lot of people showing up here. And here's your energy. How nice is that to land on Major Arcana card 14, Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius. For me, it also represents the sign of Aquarius. No shade, it's just that this is a water bearer. I'm sorry. It's an angel standing in a pool of water, pouring water between two vessels. It's a water bearer. I'm going to get the stands so we can see the cards better as I explain what they mean. But in the meantime, I'll talk to you about Temperance. So Temperance for me is a card about restoration, recovery, being made whole again. So where something was lacking or missing, where something was lost or stolen, it's like replaced. It's also about negotiations, collaborations, working through differences, different people having differences, and being able to find a way to come together despite those differences. So it's just a really wonderful and healing card. I'm going to pull 4 cards. This is going to be overall energy, the Temperance card. which is appropriate because, again, it represents your energy. I'm going to pull one card that is going to most directly over this period, however, represent your energy. The second card will be surrounding energy. So it could be some more of yours, close friends, family, romantic interests, mates, maybe co-workers, something going on at the job. The third card will be work and finance specifically, directly. And the last card will be love and relationships specifically. So the first card representing you, Devil in reverse. Scorpio had the Devil too, but theirs was upright in the same position. Surrounding energy. I got stuck for a second because I'm thinking, I did a lot of shuffling in between before I started the camera, while you guys were watching, and this card is still here in the first position. It's interesting, but you guys are a little less stuck than the Scorpions. Surrounding energy. Ooh. This might not be your hurt or pain, though. This could be somebody close to you going through something. Hurt, pain, disappointment, separation from somebody or something that they, miss, care about, love, betrayal. Maybe heart surgery, too, though. On a more physical note. Work and finance. The Lovers. Okay. Represents the sign of Gemini again, most directly. You got 2 6s here. A 3. If this is a 3, you'll have the equivalent of 666. Love and relationship. Nope, it is Major Arcana card 18, the Moon. Which again represents the sign of Pisces most directly. And tomorrow, or might that be today, because I'm doing this at night, it might be after 12 already, is in fact the full moon in Pisces, which is going to be a really, really emotional full moon in my opinion, because Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, also rules like unconditional love, or like our deepest love and emotions. When you get all the way down to our depths, the secrets that we don't tell anybody, and that maybe we don't even admit to ourselves, that's the stuff Neptune is in charge of. But also Pisces, being the 12th sign of the zodiac, rules the 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of endings, complete endings, done for good. Like, this is never going to exist this way again. And from what I've seen, and the many readings that I did this weekend, I did like 3 or 4, from different perspectives, including a past life one for the full moon reading that I did. It's for the good, right? These complete endings and with fresh new starts that are happening. So it's positive. So speaking of Neptune and our depths, the Devil in reverse says that we might need to go deeper in looking at a situation, scenario, circumstance, relationship, maybe even in a literal sense in terms of like documents and stuff, like check closer, look again, and make sure, because something very well may not be as it appears. Something, it could even turn out in your favor, like for the positive. Something that you thought was one way or one thing being something else. So like pay attention to receipts even, and statements and stuff, especially at your work, because you don't want to make a mistake with somebody else's money or income, especially if your job depends upon it. It's just really about paying close attention, taking a second look, and diving deeper where there's a scenario that allows for diving deeper. Don't accept the surface situation, the surface value, the superficiality of the information that you have access to. The 3 of Swords, I think I explained already what that's about. I don't think I have anything more to say about it, honestly. Hurt, disappointment, separation, regret. It could be a literal operation that somebody's having, though, I'm feeling. Not you, but somebody close to you. and maybe specifically heart surgery. Somebody may need to decide whether or not to have some sort of surgery, whether it's the heart or some other area of the body. Maybe they have a choice. The doctor says you could do this surgery or we can do XYZ. And you got to decide for yourself, I'll take the surgery, doc, or, I'd rather do whatever the other procedures are. The Lovers in work and finance. You could have some decision to make involving work. And here too, it's important that you analyze like the situation and the information. Dive deeper and make sure that you're like reading the documents correctly and all those kinds of things in your work. It's possible that what you think on the surface is negative or bad, or that maybe something that you did wrong or that's going to adversely impact you will actually turn out to work in your favor if you take the extra look and make sure like the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, right? Also, this is warning against like work romances. And it's funny, I just did Scorpio, and in that position they had the King of Cups in reverse. And I said that can mean like, and very possibly a male, a masculine energy, a male man at your office or involved in your work may have some sort of emotional outbursts. And I thought about for a second, maybe he was involved with somebody at the job, whether it's another man or a woman or whatever, somebody. And I got distracted, and I don't think I ever actually verbalized that to Scorpio, but it's possible that happened. Anyway, your card, the Lovers, is warning you against getting anywhere near something like that. Of course, you may have to, you'll be presented with a choice. The universe doesn't make your choices for you. We all have free will, but it warns against you having a work romance. And I ask that if you do decide to go there, you know and acknowledge what the stakes are. In terms of finances specifically, things should be going well in your finances. If you it can be easy though for you to sort of like lose track of where you are and maybe not have like the balance you think you do, for example, or something. Even in this area, again, it's going to be important that you pay attention to the details. And things in other areas of your life, maybe specifically love, could be going so well for you, or maybe you're so illusioned, caught up in fantasy in terms of your love life, that may be how you sort of lose track of, other things, other aspects of your personal life or your financial life. And so it may be necessary for you to sort of stop and take stock of things, as they say. And lastly, moving on to love and relationship, the moon says that this is a really emotional time in relationships. And because of that, it's possible for things to, escalate or become heated, for like minor conflicts to break out because we misunderstand each other, we miscommunicate. So the moon warns against assumptions and presumptions, and definitely encourages us to communicate or leave each other alone and wait for this kind of energy to dissipate before we bring anything up. Because it can really be one of those times when you say something that you wouldn't otherwise say and you can't take back. And, it's just not worth it. So if you're confused about something, if you're feeling like ill-informed or like there's a situation you can't trust, then try to like truly communicate rather than presume. So we're going to see what the other cards say and your advice, maybe on how to move forward with some of this stuff. And we're beginning with yet another devil. Major Arcana card 15. It's called Ego in this deck. Represents the sign of Capricorn, as I mentioned before. A lot of you are feeling stuck, and some of you are allowing other people to tell you have no options, or to convince you that you have no options, you have no way out, nothing you can do. You know, why bother to try that? That's not going to work. And just really negative talking your situations. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth, and also break free of negative thinking. That's the negative thing I was talking about. The next card is also Major Arcana. Interesting. It is Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, which most directly represents the signs of Aries and Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. And then another Major Arcana card, number 9, the Hermit, which most directly represents the sign of Virgo. Take time for contemplation, to retreat, and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment as well. I said that the Emperor represents the sign of Scorpio, and that I opened the card to the King of Cups and threw the Emperor on top of the King of Cups. So there may be a Scorpio that's significant to some of you guys, somehow involved in the situation. Maybe the situation in which you feel stuck. Actually, your ruler, Jupiter, is currently located in Capricorn, retrograde. Maybe that's why all these devils are showing up, as is Scorpio's other ruler, Pluto. They're in Capricorn too. And Capricorn's ruler itself, Saturn, is also in Capricorn retrograde. Up until this weekend, actually up until the end of this week, the 5th, which I think is Saturday, Pallas, the asteroid, the second largest asteroid, also retrograde in Capricorn. So again, that could be a reason for all these devils showing up. Just very strong energy there, including your own ruler. Let's see what we got now. Are you kidding me? I don't know how that happened. It's the devil again. Oh man. So we'll get some advice from each deck for each archetype. And for those of you who identify as a masculine archetype, okay, this is much sweeter energy. It's the 10 of Cups. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or a chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy and balanced children. So this is about you just like surrounding yourself with love, and even if that means like one other person about whom you care and who cares about you. For the feminine, your card is Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. It is back. We just looked at this card, and now here it is again. It's time for, take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment as well. So this is about a card of introspection. You may need to, again, look at something more closely, and maybe within yourself. Maybe you got to figure out something about you. Maybe it's to make this decision that it seems you're having to make. It's a heart versus head decision. Your mind's telling you no, your body's telling you yes, that kind of thing. Your soul's, telling you one thing, and logic or other people, or again, maybe negative talk from friends and family or whatever, they're telling you something different. And you got to figure this out. You got to allow for clarity and enlightenment to come in so that you can make your decisions. And for the masculine, you want to be surrounded by love, but you're afraid to pursue something. 9 of Swords, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. For the same reason that all these devils showed up is why this showed up. You're going to have to pull yourself up out of this space and think more positively, so that you can manifest positivity into your life instead of fear and anxiety and negativity. And last but not least, for the feminine, Major Arcana card 5, Unity. You're surrounded by so much earth energy. This represents the sign of Taurus. This represents the sign of Virgo. And these devils represent the sign of Capricorn. It's very interesting. Traditional viewpoints or methods. Spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. For me, Hierophant is about the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves. That may be what you need to figure out. sometimes we got to take a look at that and make sure that what we're surrounding ourselves with either at least aligns with our own vibration, and if not, that it's higher than ours, and it's an energy from which we can learn, and not something that is draining us, like an energy vampire or a low vibe. You know, you really got to surround yourself with energies that are conducive to your growth and continued ascension and awakening. And so some of you may have to make some changes in your life in that regard. Maybe that's what the decision is about. It can be hurt, you know, it can hurt sometimes to have to leave people, places, and things that have been in our lives behind. But you'll be better for it. Another aspect or meaning of the Hierophant, it's about contracts and commitments, and can be attached to relationships or government agencies and large corporations, and then, you know, forms that need to be signed and things. So again, pay attention to the details. And those contracts can be like up to and even including marriage, those commitments. So that could be something about which we're needing to go within and figure out too. You know, maybe even if we're, you know, in the right place with the right person, and what are we doing? And you need clarity. The moon is indicative of confusion, uncertainty. So that's what this is about. Hope you guys have enjoyed your bi-weekly. I will be back for you in 2 weeks. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you don't mind sharing, I appreciate that too. Comment if you have any questions. Or things that you just want to say, I welcome that as well. I try to respond to every question or comment that is left for me. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button, so that hopefully you will get your notifications. Namaste.